The class filled with noises as the professor is not arrived yet, and you are lowering your head when someone tapped your shoulder. As you look up and smiled, "Good morning," she sits beside you. "Morning, morning," you replied tiredly, and she looked at you. You looked tired. "What happened?" You yawned. "I'm sleepy," she sighed. "I know you didn't sleep at night. Tell me, which new drama now?" You suddenly got excited as you got up, and she looked at you unbelievably. You know, the main lead," you excitedly said, and she poked her in her cheek. You started telling her the whole story, and she just listened you like a obedient kid. Until the professor walked in and everyone goes silent, you didn't notice, so your voice echoed in the room. "Now I'm in love with him." It echoed, grabbing everyone's attention and his too. Jungkook glared at you, while everyone looked at you, and Leah squeezed your hand a little and gave a tight-lipped smile as you looked at Jungkook, who was almost dead glaring at you. And you shut your eyes and pressed your lips together, and Jungkook folded his arms across the chest. "Stand up, Miss Wine," he said with cold voice enough to shiver your spine as you got up slowly. "Sorry, sir," cut it off by him. "Come and sit here." He pointed at front desk while you gulped. "But, sir, I don't like to repeat myself." He speaks coldly while writing on board. You and Leah exchanged glances. You looked at her with pleading eyes, and while she shrugged his shoulder. "Can't you tell me that he has come?" you whispered in yell. "I didn't notice as well." "In 10 seconds, ma'am. Otherwise, I'll throw you out." He cut it off as you looked at him pissed. You took your things and walked, stomping your foot and glaring at him while he fixed his collar as you sat, while almost slamming your bag on the table, and he just stared you blankly. "Okay, we can start the class now." While you non-stop glared at him, which he knows but chose to ignore. "I can't even curse him," you said in mind. "Mr. Rudy, jealous person, jealous to see me happy." You mumbled in very low voice but audible enough to him as he looked at you. You both have fierce eye contact. You are glaring at him, but he looked at you blankly. And he knows that how much you are controlling yourself not to burst out on him. Otherwise, he was covering his ears and you were lecturing him non-stop, and here only he can control you. Otherwise, you are out of his hands. He gave lecture while you draw him in your notebook with two arms, and he's near you only. That's his trick. And he looked at it but not reacted, but smiled internally. "Crazy," he mumbled. "So, can you explain a little?" He nodded. "Sure, but anyone else would like to explain?" He looked at whole class. Whole class is focused except you. And he looked at you, who is busy doing something in the notebook, and he tilted his head a little. "She's gone," she mumbled. "Why in?" He called you, but you didn't notice, as he looked other side and looked back at you, poking his inner cheek. "Ma'am, why in?" he said, banging on your table a little as you came out of your thoughts and looked at him. "Yes, sir," you hesitantly said, and he looked at you as he slid his hands in his pocket. "Which world you are in?" he asked, as everyone laughed but stopped as Jungkook glared at them. Did I crack a joke? No, right? Then it's better to keep silent unless you wish punishment, he said in a little loud voice, and whole class goes pin drop silent, and he looked back at you while you are looking down. "Eyes on me," he said in commanding voice as you looked at him. "What's the question?" You played with your fingers because you don't know what he asked, because your focus was not in class. You remained silent as you didn't look at him and constantly stealing glances, and he noticed it. And he walked near your desk. "In my cabin after the lecture." He speaks politely while you look down. "You can sit." You sit down while covered your face with hairs, and he noticed it. "He's my husband, but sometimes I really want to throw him off a cliff," you mumbled. Jungkook continued the lecture, and his eyes are always on you. That's why you can't focus on the class. But who would tell him not to stare, because he will do it anyways? Such an arrogant. He always find new ways. Stupid idiot. You kept cursing him while Leah shook her head while walking. I have to go for next lecture. She looked at watch. Yeah, mine is free. New professor still didn't come. Yuan interestedly said and she nodded. Yeah, enjoy then. Meet you after the lecture. And he looked at her giving tight-lipped smile. Enjoy. You let out a wry chuckle. And she realized and made obvious. Yeah, all the best. May God give you strength to be a Professor John. And you should be thankful that he didn't give you detention this time. You looked at her while smiling forcefully. I would have broken his legs if he had given me detention this time. You mumbled while scratching your neck. What? She asked and you shook your head while laughing nervously. Nothing. You go. You're getting late for the lecture. She nodded. Yeah, bye. You were walking in corridor on your way to Jungkook's cabin until you noticed Jungkook coming out of the staff room and you were about to call him but stopped as you saw someone approaching him and you frowned. Who is she? You mumbled. Thanks, Professor John, she said, smiling, and Jungkook smiled. Most welcome, Professor Park. And he is about to walk again but stopped by her. By the way, you are quite young and handsome professor I have ever seen, she said, smiling, and Jungkook smiled nervously and you squinted brows. Yeah, thanks for the compliment. Your mouth hung open. What's your age, by the way, if you don't mind? He smiled nervously. Not so young, but yeah, 27. He nervously said and she laughed a little. No, you look 19 only. You squint brows. Thank you. You looked at them, fuming in anger. They kept talking while laughing as you walked towards them. Professor John, he looked at you faintly smiling. Ryan, you called me, we need to talk. You said, giving him tight-lipped smile while he gulped internally. Yeah, Professor Park, I need to go. He nervously said while she nodded. Yeah, sure, I'll call you if I need something. He's about to answer. Yeah, he doesn't have time, so you can take any other professor help, miss? You said, interrupting while he looked at you. Why? You looked at him forcefully smiling. You have, sir? You asked while giving pressure to words, and he smiled nervously, looking at Professor Park. Yeah, I don't. I'll ask Professor Lee to help you, while your eyes fixed on him as he looked at you and quickly looked away. Why? She's new Professor Park, and Professor Park, she's my student. Why? His tongue stammered at last words. Yeah, sure. She walked in staff room. Shall we? While you glared at him and walked, and he followed. I'm gone. He mumbled and followed you. So when I called you, you called me for what? You said, banging the table, and he looked at you as his breath hitched. I called you. He is hesitating and you raised brows, and then he corrected himself as he got up and before speaking. You should start focusing in class. He speaks coldly while you are constantly glaring at him. And studies too. You both have eye contact. Anything else, Professor Jan? You asked, raising brows, and he walked near you. And yes, start focusing on me more, he said with husky voice while you kept glaring at him, folding arms across the chest. You're constantly glaring at him without saying, so he speaks. Will you eat me with your eyes now? He'll try to lighten up the environment, but you took deep breath as you were about to walk, but he blocked your way. I'm not going to sleep on couch again, he said out of blue, and there is a fear visible on his face, and you give him a tight-lipped smile. How about outside of house? You said, smiling while his jaw dropped, and before he could say anything, you walked outside. Hey, Wine, he called you, but you already left, and he pulled his hair. I should be the one to mad at her, but everything turned opposite. Shit. He cursed himself. I was mad at her, but why I couldn't speak? He rolled his eyes. Jungkook cleared the throat as you are doing your assignment and you side-eyed on him and focused your work, and he walked in while you ignored like he's invisible for you as he's quite surprised seeing you start. I ordered dinner from your favorite restaurant. Let's have together, he hesitantly said while you are focused on your work. Let's have it. You seem unaffected. As he closed your notebook and took it before putting it on side table, and you shut your eyes, controlling yourself as he's about to say something, but you got up and took your phone and before inserting AirPods in your ear, completely ignoring him as you're about to walk, but he closed that door. It's enough now. You tried to walk, but he blocked your way and he moved aside as he does too as you finally look at him. What's your problem? You coldly said, and he folded arms across the chest. My wife, he replied, and you looked at him with done look. Talk to her then. Leave my way. He raised Rose. Okay, I'll talk to her now. Saying this, he lifted up in his arms, making you gasp. As he walked towards bed while you protested, and he seems unaffected. Put me down. He made you lay on the bed. As you're about to get up, but he pinned both of your hands on the bed and looked at you intensely in your eyes, and you speak. Don't look at me like that. I'm ignoring you. You said, trying to angry, and he just did. I know that. I wanna know the reason, ma'am. You squint Rose. Really? Then go ask Professor Park, you said sarcastically, and a smile appeared on his face, adding fuel to your anger. Oh, now she started making you blush. You have become shameless man. Yeah, of course. Man will be man. He let you speak while adoring you. Thanks for the compliment, you mimicked him. You know what? Go to her and leave me. Cut it off as he pressed his lips on yours. He didn't kiss you, just pressed his lips on yours for quite good minutes. As pulled away and stared deep into your soul and while you could. Enough, my jealous woman, he softly said. You looked the other side. I'm not jealous. He made you look at him. Jealous, very jealous, I see. You glared at him. Yes, I am. You stubbornly said, and he laughed as he loosened the grip, and you immediately pushed him and got up. While glaring at him, and he kept laughing, and you threw a cushion on him. No way, Professor John. He got up while controlling his laugh as he looked at you while you glared at him. I like it, he said, flicking your cheeks, and you did glare at him. I don't want to talk to you. You're about to walk but pulled back by him, and he trapped you in between his muscular arms while you struggled. And he looked at you intensely. More you tried to push him, more he pulled you close. Jungkook, what were you saying? Yeah, now I'm in love with him. He looked at you seriously while you stopped struggling. Who else you started loving me except me, huh? What should I do now with you? He asked, raising brows, while his hands constantly playing with your waist, which is making you tickle as you try to stop, but he held both of your hands with his one hand. Now answer, you looked at him gulping. That's a drama hero. And he raised Rose. And what, darling? You gulped. He pulled you more closer, making your eyes shut. You can't say you love to anyone except three persons you found. Three, as he looked in your eyes and nodded. Me, Professor John, and your husband, he said in husky voice. I dare to say that again. And you corrected your thought. What about you? Mine thing was fictional. I can't have them. What you were doing? You asked, squinting brows. I just said thank you. What's wrong in it? You let out a dry chuckle. Only thank you? Seriously? She was flirting with you. He rolled his eyes. You didn't even stop her. He looked at you. You're the most jealous woman I know. You raised Rose as you grabbed his collar. Really? You know other woman? You asked, raising brows, and he smiled. Nah, I didn't get a chance. I got stuck with you. He jokingly said, and your mouth hung open. You mean you're stuck with me? Now I got it. Go and explore, I won't stop. When you find someone, I'll send you. He didn't let you complete as he put fingers on your lip. You might not like if we end up somewhere else, will you? Then stop talking nonsense. I was joking, he said with intensity. You are not ready for it, I'm sure. If you keep bragging like this, then you are responsible for the rest, and your hurt fluttered. We should end here. He removed his hand and he loosened the grip. Now, like a obedient student, come and have dinner, he said in commanding voice. And here we go. Professor John wins here. Always Professor John moved on. He looked at you squinting as you walked. Professor John has other mood too, wanna see? You just look at him when he pulled you on his lap, making you gasp. I'm sure you won't be able to handle him, he whispers while you gulped. And when he unwrapped the sandwich and extended it to you, as you looked at him and then sandwich. Have it, ma'am. You bite it while looking at him, and he can tell that you are still upset with him. You are too handsome, I know that, but if you ever thought to cheat on me, I will break your bones. He smiled faintly. Cheat? Are you mad? What made you think like that? You looked down. I just felt like, if you ever did, Jungkook, I swear. He pecked your forehead. That will come before that day comes, but that day will never come. Understood? You sighed and looked at him. I'm sorry, don't mind me. You said with off tone, and he smiled. Mind, I don't do that anyway, he said, chuckling, and you looked at him with done look. I don't take seriously your nonsense talk, what you do every time when you get mad. Because if I did, it won't be good. You just stared him. Don't look at me like that. You talk too much nonsense about yourself. It's you who says that if anyone else, they might not able to walk by their own legs. He extended you again as you took a bite. Why you tolerate me then? You asked while chewing, and he looked in your eyes directly. You are the woman I love, and it would be better if you stick this thing into your mind, so you won't feel insecure about our relationship. He wiped your lips and you hugged him. I'm not insecure, don't say like that. I love you and I just want to lose you. He smiled and he hugged you back, kissed your forehead. Never, you are my forever love. And you know you messed up your mind watching so many stupid dramas. You broke the hug and looked at him. No, it's not like that. He shook his head. Yes, it is. Now finish it all quickly. You extended the sandwich to him. Have this first. He smiled and bit it. My sweetheart, don't overthink so much. Our love story's just started, he said, pinching your nose. And we have a long way to go. Our cute little family, our kids. You blushed and he chuckled. It's true, we will have kids if you like to have. You smiled and shook your head. Yeah, sure, why not? He chuckled. Now you are still a kid yourself. You haven't matured yet. You squint your eyes. I'm kid. He nodded and you let out a dry chuckle. I'm very mature, mister. He nodded, raising brows. I know, very mature, he said in sarcasm while smiling. I am. He chuckled a bit. Yeah, I'm not denying it, he said, taking tray, and you looked at him squinting. Jungkook, he looked at you, controlling smile. Yeah. Are you perhaps making fun of me? He shook his head immediately. No, absolutely not, ma'am. I don't have that much courage, he replied softly. I absolutely love my sleep, which is incomplete without you by my side, darling, he said, winking while you smiled. Okay, now continue your study. You nodded while he walked. That was good, Jungkook, otherwise you have gone. He praised himself as he looked back at her. She's too innocent for this. He smiled softly.